Up with KREM begins now.
Hi everyone, good Tuesday morning to you, or as I like to call it, Post Monday. Thanks for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. We also want to welcome you in if you're streaming us on KREM 2+. Thomas Patrick joining us now with a look at your weather forecast. And Thomas, we're calling for a weather impact alert because of these frigid temperatures once again. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I think the cold's messing with my brain. I thought you were going to say Friday Eve for a second there, and I was like, wait, that isn't right. But I'll tell you what is right. That negative sign that is on the temperature. It is currently -2 degrees Fahrenheit in Spokane. And then you factor in a 5-mile-per-hour wind, which doesn't seem like very much, but it's enough to make it feel even colder yet. The wind chill is -12 at the moment. There's a look at your metro temperatures. Check out Coeur d'Alene now, -8. Deer Park, -9. There are below zero temperatures just about everywhere through the metro area. This is likely going to be our coldest day of the entire winter, but we're in the midst and middle of this extremely cold stretch of weather that will last through most of this week.
Here's a live look at I-90 looking out east right now. You can see traffic flow starting to pick up just a little bit here at this hour, but we're not seeing any major slowdowns to report to you. Again, very cold this morning, so give yourself a few extra minutes as you head out the door this morning. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. And this morning, Genesee School District is on a 2-hour delay because of the cold weather. Students will start school at 10 a.m. this morning. We'll keep you updated if we hear about any other school closings or delays here on Up with KREM. With temperatures dropping into the single digits, the Salvation Army and the city of Spokane are opening the doors of warming shelters. Currently, there are 5 facilities designated for the severe cold: the Hope House, the Way Out, House of Charity, Revive, and the Salvation Army's Family Emergency Shelter are all open to anyone who needs a warm place to go.
Their fingers and their toes are so cold. Having a good, safe place to actually kind of unpeel the layers in order to kind of warm up their body temperatures. And then when they do go back out the next morning, their outer layers actually help warm them up again.
The Salvation Army says limited resources are strained after the closure of the Trent Resource and Assistance Center last fall. We are told some people waiting in line for the shelter will be turned away. And we want to watch out for our furry companions too in this extreme cold. That's why our Brandon T. Jones is live at Spokanimal this morning. Brandon, what do we need to know about keeping our pets safe? Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. Well, you know, that's just one of those things where yesterday we were talking about some of the ways to keep ourselves safe or our homes safe. And I know a lot of viewers, they typed in and they were like, hey, you got to remind people about the pets as well. And that's exactly why we came over here to speak with Dory Peck. And she's just been phenomenal, first and foremost. And, you know, that's something that you are very passionate about, though. We need to remember that these animals, our pets, they get cold too, right?
Absolutely, they get cold. So like I said earlier, please outside and back inside multiple times a day, but short stints. Don't leave your dogs or cats in cars for a long period of time either. You know, it's very, very cold. Fresh drinking water is critical this time of year.
Absolutely.
We think of that in the summer, but not necessarily in the winter.
And you know, something else that's critical as well is that you said, hey, we would rather have people come and drop them off here than, you know, just to release their pets. Like for Oreo example, for example,
absolutely.
Right? You know,
yes, for sure.
Someone came and dropped Oreo off, and that's exactly what you said. You're like, hey, we'd rather have them here than, you know, leave them outside because it's just too cold for that,
It's too cold for that. And obviously they can get injured and hurt and things like that too. But we'd much rather have them left here. We would prefer when we're open so that we're able to bring them in. Please don't leave them here at night because there's no one here after about 6 o'clock at night to bring them in. So we definitely don't want them to be cold in our parking lot or freeze in our parking lot.
Yeah, and this is something I've asked you already too, but just why are you so passionate about this, you know, because you know, a lot of people, they may not even think too much about, you know, the pets and being cold, but why is this something that's so important to you?
This is my life, and so this is the passion for all of us that work here. This is what we do day in and day out. We love what we do, and we believe in what we do. And the Spokane community is phenomenal at adopting, donating, and volunteering. It's an incredible community.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, we appreciate you. And then also, Tuesday? It's Pick of the Litter Day.
It is Pick of the Litter Day.
So, you know, make sure, if you're watching right now, tune in at noon as well.
We should send Oreo.
Yeah, Oreo would be the perfect friend for you. So maybe think about coming down and adopting Oreo the bunny rabbit. So we appreciate you, and we'll toss it back to the studio.
Overnight, Spokane City Council passed the resolution reaffirming support for the Keep Washington Working Act. The act requires the rights of all state residents to be protected to keep those in the state working. It also restricts the role local law enforcement has on federal immigration laws. At last night's meeting, it was a packed house inside and outside City Hall. 40 people signed up for public comment at the meeting, some showing their disapproval for the resolution, while the nonprofit Latinos in Spokane held a rally in support of the resolution outside.
You must roll up your sleeves, stop feeling entitled, have a little grit and common sense, and follow the immigration laws in place.
We want Spokane to be a welcoming place where we're not going to be questioned on the street because of the color of our skin or the thickness of our accent.
Officials with Latinos in Spokane hope the passed resolution will help create a positive perception of the immigrant population in Spokane. This morning, community members have more answers on a downtown medical respite facility's new location. The community says there was a lack of transparency into how it opened. The 30-bed medical site opened last month inside the Westminster United Church of Christ, which is across the street from Lewis and Clark High School. The school says it received little notice about the plans before it opened. Yesterday, families at the high school had the opportunity to meet with the group operating the facility. Officials explained anyone who goes there has to be referred by Providence for continued health care. Plus, the facility creates individual discharge plans focused on finding stable placements. And there is no spot for people to loiter. Lewis and Clark's principal says he is walking away from last night's meeting more confident.
Feeling good about the purpose and goals for their organization, as well as an understanding of what we're doing here to support our Lewis and Clark Tigers.
Principal Corley says the school plans to have more meetings for community members to attend. None are officially scheduled yet. February is American Heart Health Month, and we're telling stories about the importance of your heart. This morning, a local girl is thankful for the doctors that took care of her when she was just a baby. Abigail was just 18 days old when she had to undergo open heart surgery for a congenital heart defect. Now, Abigail is 3 years old, and her family celebrates each February her heartiversary. Her mom tells KREM 2 having access to nearby world-class heart care has helped them during their journey.
At the beginning, we felt very isolated. We felt like this was only happening to us. And as we went through the journey, we were introduced to more families who were going through exactly what we were going through. And that made a huge difference, just knowing we weren't alone.
This week, we'll have more on Abigail's story and continue our celebration of American Heart Month.